Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ScrapMan, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic, and today we are going to be showing how this entire 9-hole golf course is really done. Last week we finished the 9th hole and uploaded the challenge to the workshop, and since then a lot of people have taken the challenge, including Khan. We had Moonbow, Durf, Brent Batch, and they all seem to have some issues here and there on the golf course. So I figured it might be nice, since I made the golf course, why don't I show everybody how it's really done? Some of you in the comments were suggesting that I do all 9 holes on the channel anyway, and I think that's a great idea. That way there's a one-stop video for people who are watching the challenges be built to see them all in one video. So we are going to do this by legit mini golf rules, meaning you have to wait for the ball to stop before you can hit it again. And you cannot use your character to stop or push the ball or guide it in any way whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying that any of the other YouTubers that did the challenge didn't follow the rules, and I don't want to name any names or anything, but Khan and Brent, they broke the rules. They didn't follow the rules at all. All right, so let's get on to the challenge, and I'll show you guys how it's done. So the first 3 holes are just kind of easy holes to kind of make you think that this is going to be like a whatever mini golf challenge, you know. Nothing too difficult. Very standard stuff, very low risk. Just hit the ball into the holes. All right, so just gonna put a lot of topspin on it to get it to go as fast as you can. Obviously, the faster you hit it, the farther it goes, and the more topspin you put on it, then the more it rolls. Did I wait for that to stop? I wasn't paying attention. I should have waited for that to stop. I think I did. And there we go, right off the bank there. Easy holes, no problem. Okay, so this one's relatively easy. You don't want to hit it perfectly straight, though. If you hit it perfectly straight, then it actually gets stuck right on the center of this split here. So by not hitting it perfectly straight, it goes a little bit more off-center, and then it rolls down here. So you want to give it some hard front spin, and then wait for it to stop, and you can hit it right into this hole there. And there you go. Challenge completed. All right, so now we are getting on to the actual kind of difficult holes. Okay, so this is the first hole where things start having a little bit more of an element of risk where you can actually fall off of the course, but it's still not that difficult as long as you know what you're doing. Start off with a lot of topspin, obviously. Get it into the first hole. It respawns down below. And I saw a lot of other YouTubers were actually trying to do a short hit to get it up against this ramp. You don't need to do that. Just give it one full swing, and it's designed to go right across that gap from where it automatically stops. And then this lines you up perfectly for right here, but you do not want to hit it too hard from here because otherwise it'll go over the hole. And there you go. Okay, so this hole is, I think, the first one with a real element of risk where your shots can really hurt or help you with your next shots, especially this one right here. You really want to get the alignment right so it rolls down this curve or down this slope and then settles in this hole here, so that way you can hit it straight across just like that, and you can run across with it and jump at the end. Whew, that was close. And then we got a fine-tuned balance beam shot or seesaw shot. Wait for it to stop, though. Wait for it to stop. All right, and you don't want to hit it too hard. Whew, that was close. But if you hit it a little bit too hard, it will, wait, why isn't it ending? There we go. It will go over here. It'll go over the hole completely, so you want to be really careful on that one. Okay, so this is hole 6. Now, hole 6 is arguably one of the most difficult holes on the course, but that's only if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to control your ball, if you don't know where to aim, once you know all that, it actually becomes not too difficult. But I did see a lot of YouTubers have trouble with it, so let's go ahead and spawn in here. So what you want to do is stay centered on this ball, and then ever so slightly aim to the left, and that should get you right across the balance beam like so. Now, the important thing right here is you do not want to be up against this wall. You see I have a gap here. If you don't have a gap, then this is going to be very difficult for you. But if you do have a gap, then you can get across just like that. Now, here is where things get a little bit more difficult. You definitely want to get it in those grooves. That is key to this, is going into those grooves. And if you can't get it on the first shot like that, then you're going to have to do slower, controlled shots. But remember, wait for the ball to stop if you want to play by the rules. And now here, you definitely want to do a light shot so it barely gets over this hump. And that way, it'll roll into this hole, and there won't be too much issue. All right, so now this is the even harder part. It's like the previous one, but slightly harder. So you don't want to do a full strength shot here. You want to make sure that it gets into that groove gently first. If it doesn't get into the groove, do not go for the full shot. So right there, it did not get into the groove. So I want to do another gentle shot until it has the opportunity to fall into the groove. Now it is centered, and now I can do a full strength shot as long as it's a nice and centered full strength shot. Wait for it to stop. All right, full strength, and this should stay nice and centered. There we go. It'll come back and stay on the center. See, this hole really isn't that hard. It kind of guides you through it itself. That's what these grooves are for. They're to be your guides. It's just a matter of, are you going to take advantage of the grooves, or are you just going to hit the ball as hard as you can every single time? And there you go. Hole 6, the hardest hole, completed in a minute and a half. Okay, so now we are in the last batch of holes where we have multiple balls to work with. And this one is legitimately difficult. Okay, so first things first, for the red ball, is really straightforward. You're just gonna hit the ball straight forward because the red hole is just straightforward with nothing in the way. But then make sure you back up before the ball gets in the hole. Then the orange ball spawns in front of you and you can just hit it straight forward right into the orange hole. And then you might be able to do the same thing with the yellow ball if you get lucky. Will it get in the hole? It got in the hole. And then you have the blue ball where things change. So you want to hit the blue ball at the bottom. The bottom gives it your softest spin because it gives a slight little backspin to it. And now the key here is don't hit the blue ball when you see the blue hole. Hit it when the yellow hole is transitioning to the blue hole and hit it slightly to the left. And then it goes right into the hole. And then all you gotta do is just hit this ball right into the hole. And that is how hole 7 is done, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. And there we go. Under a minute. Under a minute. Look at that. All right, so on to hole 8. Okay, so hole 8 is actually one of the more complex ones because it requires the most steps. However, it's not the most difficult one. It just requires a little bit of timing and just a lot of balls to get in. There's 9 balls total. Now, red and blue are the easiest here because they only require a straight hit. Green and yellow, you have to hit at slight angles. So green, you want to be slightly to the left and hit slightly to the right. Blue, you can hit straight on when it comes down. There we go. And then yellow, you want to be slightly to the right and hit slightly to the left. And that is how you do that. So now these balls are relatively easy. You just want to hit as fast and as hard as you can. Even for like this balance beam one, just make sure you're nice and straight and just hit it nice and hard. And then even this one right here, as long as you're nice and straight, you shouldn't fall off. Even if your timing is off, just like that. And then wait for it to go up again and you are in. And then this last one, this blue one, is actually the more difficult one. It requires a little bit more attention. So you want to hit it to the side after it's been up for a little bit because then it evens out like that. And then you have the white ball. And the white ball, you just got to make sure you hit it nice and soft at first. There we go. And then you want to give it like a slightly medium strong hit, like right there should be good enough. And there you go, right into the hole. And that is how you do hole number 8. And then we go on to the final hole, which is a little bit more luck. All right, so we hit the button and then the door behind us opens. And then all you got to do is press this button. And it might feel like a lot of luck for this one. But if you give it a medium hit and then you hit it right when the lights are going over the hole that you are on the side hole, not the middle hole. This applies to the side hole. Then you can see the timing works out perfectly. So a nice medium hit when the lights are going over the hole. And then by the time the ball gets there, it should come back and catch it just like that. And now we go over to this part, which I saw Brett and Durf had a lot of issues with this. There was some glitch happening where they couldn't hit the ball. I don't really know what the issue is. All you got to do is line up perfectly straight. And then if you hit the ball perfectly straight, it goes straight across and it goes in. I don't know what the issue is. And then you just got to make sure that you realign nice and perfectly straight, just like that. Hit the ball perfectly straight and it goes in. Simple as that, guys. I don't know what issue we're having. I don't understand. All right, now this one is actually really difficult. This one requires a lot of trial and error. Now there might be like a perfect technique, but honestly, like every little pixel makes a difference on this hole. So it's just a matter of analyzing what happens on your previous shot and then making a slight adjustment on the next shot. And I literally mean pixels. There we go. Pixels worth of adjustments. Now I find going at like a 45-degree angle and then aiming slightly to the left is kind of like a good strategy to try to get yourself into the hole. There you go. All right, now this one is deceptively difficult. Like, it kind of looks difficult, but then it kind of looks easy. And even when you realize how it works, it's still kind of difficult. You just got to hit it kind of late. Like when there you go. Oh, yep. There we go. Yeah, so right when you see the light green, the dark green is too early. Right when you see the light green is when you want to hit it. And there we go, minute and 55. The entirety of the 9-hole golf course done right without cheating, I think. I hope I waited for the balls to stop every single time. I may have gone on autopilot at some point while I was talking. I don't know. But, so there you go, guys. Khan, Moonbo, Durf, Brent, I don't know what the problem was. It's simple, easy 9 holes. Let's see you make some 9 holes that are harder than this, huh? Give me your golf challenges. I challenge you guys to a golf off. I've put my work in. Do your part. Let's do it. Bring it on. Thank you everyone for watching this entire golf series. And if you didn't watch the entire golf series, go click this playlist right now. And then you can see the behind the scenes building of every single one of these holes, what went into the building of all of these holes. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye, and subscribe.